Welcome to Greene Conversations. Today we're going to be talking about the weight of silence, breaking taboos in African homes and churches. And I have three incredible people. But right before I introduce them, I want to talk about it briefly. In many African homes and churches, certain topics remain unspoken. Topics like abuse, depression, sex, and other deeply personal struggles. The silence is often rooted in culture, tradition, or a desire to protect. But while some believe that silence shields, others argue that it creates more harm than good. So today, we're gathered here with these three incredible people, like I said earlier, for us to talk about the weight of this silence, the consequences, and how we can create healthier spaces for honest conversations. So how are we doing today? How are we doing generally?
Good.
We're good.
Nigeria
We're
is
good.
Nigeria here.
We're
Well,
Is
good.
it Nigerian?
that
Is
too.
Nigerian in?
We are on Greene
I'm fine.
Conversations and we are all excited.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm honored to have you people here. So we're going to dive right into this topic. So when you think about African homes or churches, what's one topic that you've seen that people avoid the most? And why do we think that it is avoided? Should I start? You looked at me like, are you really going to
Go
choose me?
first.
Yes, please.
well, that's a very interesting question. I mean, as you asked it, I quickly ran through my head like, what do we avoid the most? I would say we avoid questioning God.
Hmm.
So we growing up, it looks like God is this all being, all powerful being, and how dare you say anything? But since I've grown up, and I've developed my own personal relationship with God, I realized that God doesn't have low self-esteem.
Okay.
Like God can take it. He wants to hear you tell him how you feel. And if you even read through the Bible, you see different people who always told God how they felt, at every point in time. And he did not strike anybody dead for saying how they felt. Instead, he would comfort them, and he would tell them, I'm still with you. I'm with you. So I find that when children come to you and ask questions and say things like, why do we have to do this? Why do we have to worship in this way? Why do we have to do that? You don't shut them down and say, how dare you? It's God and all that. But you take your time to explain and let them realize that, God is God. God is open. God would hear your questions and he would answer them. And that way they realize that, okay, nothing is off limits. Because when we start to say, okay, you can talk about this, you can talk about this, they start to even second guess themselves and second guess what they can talk about. I mean, my daughter asked me the other day that I don't believe in God. I'm like, hey, Jesus.
What?
The African mother in me wanted to faint. I'm like, hey, how? Why? What? And I took a deep breath. I was like, okay, where
Talk
did this
about
come
it.
from? What's going on? And she said, why? I had been making some prayers. I prayed about some things and he didn't come through. And I was like, okay, it's that one. I got you. And then we could have a conversation. But if I just say, how dare you? What do you mean? In this house, we are Christians. She would just be going further and further and further away.
Until, yeah.
So I think that we should open such things, open up such questions, allow them to ask them, and actually do our best to answer them by the help of the Holy Spirit.
Wow, that's incredible.
No,
I
really
mean,
good.
yes, that's incredible. Especially because we're being raised to be like, don't question God. I mean, especially because know that God is God all by Himself.
Absolutely.
So whether you question Him or not, He's going to do what He's going to do. So and then you you're training your child, you train up your child the way he should go, and then your child wakes up one morning to tell you, I don't believe in.
Like, who born you? How? Where?
Yeah. The
I mean,
sovereignty of God
freedom of
does not
speech.
change the fact that you can question him.
Yeah,
He's going to be sovereign regardless. So,
absolutely.
but I love that point because I can't tell you how many times, especially because I'm a mix of different cultures myself,
Okay.
and coming into like African scenes, I can't imagine because I would be telling someone, for example, oh, and I asked God how to do this thing. I was like, don't question God, don't ask. And I'm thinking, this is not how I was. This is not how I was raised.
Like, calm
You
down.
know, the Bible says I should acknowledge him in my house. Am I supposed to acknowledge him if
If
I'm
you
not
can't
asking
communicate.
him? You know, what is it that? Because he may want me to do it in a different way than I'm thinking it,
Absolutely.
even if he wants me to do it. So if you don't ask him, imagine if Noah didn't get instructions of how to build the ark.
Right.
You know, everybody be thinking God gave him specific measurements for everything. So
Everything,
Right.
it's
actually.
literal proof that you should be able to ask, you know?
Absolutely.
So that amazing.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
How, how about you? You want to say something?
Um, that was a very good point. That first of all,
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I was introduced as a singer.
You're not going to
That
escape it
got
You
later.
are not going to
Like,
sing.
see
I
to
can't
the
remember the
part
last
you
time I
went
was.
to.
I can't remember the last time I was. That doesn't leave my head. Usually I just say I'm a.
A
The both
poet.
of us were looking at each other at
Poet.
our
Yeah.
bios like,
Usually I just say I'm a product manager by day. I'm a writer by night.
oh,
So
wow.
I
yeah,
like
Writing of songs.
writing songs, writing poetry, writing everything.
Yeah, love
But
Okay.
yeah,
that. Love
so I just say
that.
product manager because that bio was like, oh, when
Oh,
was the
is
last
this
time I sang?
me?
Yeah. But
Mm.
yeah, that was a very nice point to start with.
Definitely.
I think for me, what came to my mind was how we've been able to, for some weird reason, we've we've been able to intellectualize the categorization of sin.
Mm.
How we've been able to, like, one sin is
This one is
this is
bigger.
bad,
The other one is
right?
smaller.
And I think a lot of us are scared that God is in the detail. God is in every detail. You don't.
Yeah.
It's a it's a standard. You can't come and write the standards for him, right? Um, we just need to. For me in church, it's just the how we've created an hierarchy behind the kind of sin. It's almost like there's a syllabus of sins. There's one that is okay for primary one.
Oh
There's one
my
that,
goodness.
I mean, yeah, it is the truth. There's one that's okay for there's one that's okay for tertiary. Then there's also the PhD level of sins,
You know.
right?
You can say
So I
that
think,
again.
and we've intellectualized it so much that
It's making sense to us.
exactly we are convinced in that drama that God did not write, right?
The
So
emphasis on God did not write.
yeah, God did not write that script for us. So I feel like I think it is in the human nature to always want to find justification for things, right?
Right.
Especially when it works in my context. Why is it working in your context? It's not working in my
It's not working
context.
in
Why is it
yours.
working in your context? So there's this attempt to want to,
Make yours look,
yeah, make yours, and then you look for the better words. And I think maybe because of the writer part of me, I just because I love words does not mean I make sense. You're
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Let me do the gender.
Okay.
Okay, now.
Just because I love words, and just because does not mean I make sense. Just because I found someone who's really articulate. Someone who
I'm
has
telling
the,
you.
someone who has the th to the the,
Oh my God,
someone who
and the
has the r to the r. You're right.
Okay.
See,
Someone
you're
who
saying
has
something
the,
I love
here. You're
it.
preaching.
someone who has the courage of stage, right? Someone who can. Some people enter a room and they command the room, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they make sense,
Mm.
right? So
So
I
good.
think, and
So
I feel
good.
like,
Okay.
especially in the setting that I was brought up, the Nigerian church setting, right? Just because I feel like there was a time when pastors had like a branding guideline.
Please run me through.
I,
Run,
I,
run
I
us
mean,
through. Run
Teach,
us through.
teach.
are we
We're,
talking?
we're listening. We're
Okay.
listening.
Preach,
I feel like there was a
preach,
time
preach.
when they had like a branding guideline. The
Okay.
pinstripe suits,
Mm-hmm.
the double-breasted ones, the
Oh my
well,
El Shaddai, the
right?
bubble breasted.
The well-lit stages, the ability to do the rhymes. Your time is for the blah blah blah. You just do the good rhymings and all that. It doesn't really make sense. But how would you know it does not make sense? A lot of us are scared of sitting with ourselves.
Ooh.
Like just
You're
sit,
entering my territory as we
just,
speak.
just sit with yourself, right?
Questionable.
Just sit with yourself and stop. If okay, for example, I don't drink. Honestly, the reason why I don't drink. So before, my perspective is a lot because I started like I was one of those. I love God a lot, right? But I started with campus fellowship. I was that brother, right? I was the brother,
Mm.
was brother Samora, right? Yeah. And then
Holy,
spiritualized, got to
holy.
some level of youth pastor, that kind of
Mm.
a thing.
Come on.
Preach
Mm.
for us.
But it just feels like a lot of us just feel, let me intellectualize my own kind of sin.
Mm.
For example, I don't drink.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I have to sit with myself and realize that the reason why I don't drink is not because of Christianity.
Mm.
It's just because it is bitter.
Mm.
Honestly, I'm not sure that if I find a sweet drink, because I have a sweet tooth, I'm not sure I will not drink alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
It is not. But I feel like I grew up, or I was convinced in a way that
I'm too much for drink. You
it's a
see.
sin. But no, really, it's just because it's just
Mm.
once my brothers, someone I think, how can you deal with this? It is not because of God that I don't drink.
Hmm.
It is just
A
bitter.
personal
Yeah,
disease.
Yeah.
it's just bitter. So,
Yeah.
Mm.
but
For me, is that when I look at it, it like if you look at for me the nutrition perspective of it,
I
I
see.
can't imagine why I would be going to the gym every single day, working so hard, drinking these green juices, and now put something that just destroyed all of the work I just
I
Everything.
did.
wasn't even
Mm.
that smart.
Do
My own was just
you
that.
understand?
My own was
Yeah.
just that this thing is
This
bitter.
is more sweet. Let's
Yeah.
And
go.
then my dad would. There was one time my mom wanted my dad to put up because my mom is, when my mom enters a room, you
Mm.
call her proud.
Oh, okay.
And then my dad is of the petite nature and all that. There was a time, the African said, they were like, this man is not. So he will mix, she wants to mix stout with some malt drink, just to make. And my dad was like, this, I don't drink. This thing is
Mm.
bitter. So maybe I took that from him, it's possible.
Mm.
Yeah. I
My
mean.
whole point is your sin is sin.
Mm.
Sit with it.
Yes. No big one and no
There's
small
no
one.
so let's not create hierarchy to the kind of
Yeah.
sins. And yeah, I
Mm.
think that's just what always comes to my mind once I enter a
I
church.
love that. There's so much insight on just
Yeah.
one
I know.
question. Honestly,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Don't worry.
So I think I'd move towards you now,
Mm-hmm.
Queen Muriel. So you've spoken about vulnerability
Mm-hmm.
as a faith practice. Yes.
Oh,
Yes. So have you seen silence protect faith communities?
absolutely.
Okay.
Hmm.
100%.
Mm.
I think it was just yesterday I was sending to staff maybe the 10 different reasons why people stay silent.
Mm.
And
Wow.
I didn't even,
Wow. Wow.
I was just kind of
Like
explaining,
jinx.
like just, just explaining in the sense that sometimes when you see somebody stay silent, sometimes it's just out of shock. Do you understand?
Mm.
Out of shock that, okay, this person can have this title in society and then they did this to me.
Hmm.
Like, how did you rape me but you're a pastor? How did you slap me and you're supposed to be like, you know, a CEO of
Very.
a company? So I
Hmm.
have definitely seen um, how silence has played a strong role. But I want to use a case study, for the
Okay,
audience,
please feel
in
free.
the sense where you may have somebody who is married to someone. Especially, I've seen this in women a lot. They are married to someone, and because of a lot of cultural norms, they are suffering
Mm.
and they literally stay silent, or children who are literally planning their escape from their homes because they are not nurtured at home, they are not loved at home. Um, I don't want to take this too broad because knowing
Hmm.
me, psychologist. So
Please,
please ask the
please.
question one more time so I
Okay.
can
Stay in line.
Yeah.
so I can stay in
I
line
like
because
I like
the
that
way
you're
my
that
mind was about to
like
go
very
and enter
diverse.
everywhere. Go ahead,
So we're
please.
saying that this
Hmm.
silence,
Yeah,
does it protect the faith community
yeah.
or does it, hide the harms, which is
Okay.
what
Yeah,
you
what
were
I was
already
saying. So
saying?
I'll
Yes.
use another case study. So I had a case where somebody felt abused within maybe, especially in Nigeria, we talk about church a lot. I just want to say that church is a good thing.
Hmm.
Mm.
Like if you're in a good place that is helping you to grow towards the Lord, it's a good thing. However, there are some places that are not.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just want to lay healthy foundation.
Okay.
So in the sense where this is an actual case study of a client that I had that, was just not well treated at home. And when it was brought up, to the leadership in the sense in the church, do you understand? There was a case where they were like, no, please stay with your husband, stay in the home, stay there,
Hmm.
no,
God hates divorce.
you don't get a
Oh my goodness,
divorce,
that's it.
don't go and do this and don't go and do that. And I'm like, listen, like I am not one for divorce either. However, if somebody is, I mean, we had a whole case. I think of a music minister who died because her
Mm-hmm.
husband, I believe murdered her, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
In a sense, do you understand? Because she was also told to stay
Serve.
I love how you said God doesn't have low self-esteem. Do you
Mm.
understand? If somebody is treating you in a way that it doesn't match the fruit of the spirit, it's not kind, it's not caring, it's not faithful, it's not good, then it cannot also be God. And I can't picture,
Mm.
imagine an earthly father watching somebody beat his daughter.
It's not
He will
possible.
going to pull daughter away. So imagine for God that loves you more than your earthly father. So silence has crept into the point of, no, don't say that you were molested, no, don't say this, because it somehow takes away from the fact that God is a protector.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody not embodying the character of God and the righteousness of God does not change the holiness of God. Do
Please
you understand?
say
So
it.
so so
You
So,
so somebody who's not representing God well,
God.
because I can come here and talk about God all I want, and then I can go home and live a completely
and
different
if
life.
the
Mm-hmm.
fruits are
Do you
not
understand?
speaking,
And if the fruit, even Jesus said, the fruit, when Jesus came to the tree and he saw it bore no fruit, he cursed the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? Because somebody can look like tree. Look,
Okay
let's take
now.
it,
smell
let's
like
Okay
tree,
now.
smell like tree, feel like
Okay.
tree,
sound like
Walk
tree.
sound
like
like tree,
tree.
walk like tree, but still produce no fruit that
Okay.
tree is actually supposed to produce.
True.
Hence
Okay.
why Jesus felt the reason to curse said
Mm-hmm.
tree.
Mm.
Do you understand? And that's why and our pre-convos here, we were saying that I was saying I'm not like big on titles. Like
Mm.
somebody can literally have a title and
And
not
no character,
not no
no,
character, not
yeah.
living up, to it. So I just want to say, not because somebody looks a certain way, speaks in a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
means that their
They are
character
it, yeah.
is holding what they are actually saying.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a year we were saying Soros, okay, in a
Mm-hmm.
So it's
sense. Yeah,
okay,
you
yes.
want to speak
Speak.
up about whatever is happening to you, whatever is being done to you, whatever you don't like, whatever you don't appreciate. You want to speak up about it, because guess what? Which camera am I looking at? Which one? This one? Yeah. No, no, nobody is going to be able to defend you like you. Nobody
Okay.
can set boundaries for you
Okay.
like you. Nobody is going to, if you do not learn to cultivate the power of learning to hear your voice and say, this is me, right? Nobody can come to do that for you. If any professional that speaks to you, from an applied psychologist, anyone, we can empower you and strengthen you, a coach, we can empower you, help you. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to open your mouth and say, I value myself enough to say
Mm-hmm.
this treatment is not okay for me to receive.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to
Preach.
be okay, 100% okay, in understanding if somebody doesn't treat you well, your value did not change.
Yeah.
They just cannot see. So I
Thank
just
you.
Very
wanted
true.
to
Okay.
lay that
Thank
out
you so
there.
much, Queen.
Preach.
Thank you
Just wanted
so
to lay
much.
that out
That
there.
was that was very deep. I mean, for this question, that was everything. Thank you so much.
Thank God.
Indeed, you're a queen.
We thank God.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, to you, Miss Brenda. So as someone who helps women rewrite narratives, right? So have you seen silence shelter people or keep them trapped? Have you seen that anyway?
I mean, we're in Nigeria.
Mm,
Like, this is like every day, right? I get people every day say how this and this and this has happened to them. What I personally do with my clients and people in my community is to always tell them to choose themselves.
Mm.
You know, like Queen was saying, you have to love yourself enough to decide that this is not okay, right? And so in a marriage, because it's Africa, people will tell you, oh, you don't want to leave your husband, oh, God doesn't like divorce, and all of those things. And I say to people that, okay, so far as your life is not in danger, right? You can stay and make it work. But once your life is in danger, all bets are off. There's no more conversation about, God doesn't like divorce. At this point, you need to save yourself first. The airplane rule. Save yourself first before you can save another. So you save yourself first. But back to, so your life is not in danger, but you're in a situation that you're thinking you cannot speak up or all of that, and I tell you that, first of all, love yourself. If you love yourself enough, you're going to be able to say, okay, so this is not okay. and he's not treating me okay, but what do I want?
Mm.
When you find out what you want, you start to work on yourself. Sometimes you cannot change the other person. You know, a
You
lot of
can
women
never
are
change
afraid
the
of
other.
this passage that says, oh, men are won over by the conduct of their wives. They hate it. Like I hated it too. I'm like, stop that. You can't hold me responsible for his conduct. Stop it. He's an adult, I'm an adult. Stop it. But I have learned that the Bible is always true, right? And what was being said in that passage is that you change you because that's what you have ability to do.
Mm.
You can't change another. You can only pray for God to change him. You cannot change him.
Yeah.
So you will start by changing you, which is completely within your own power. So when you change you start to change. You start to realize, okay, so at this point, this person is like this. I can't change him as well. I just keep moving. And your eye is focused. Your focus is singular. And you're like, okay, so this is where I'm going to. I'm trying to get myself to this point. The more you fix yourself, the more you focus on your goal, the more you grow. Man is not an idiot.
Mm.
He's going to be like, who
What's
is this woman?
this?
I kind of like this person, you see? And he's going to think like, she's going to grow and leave me here. I have to get my acts together. You would find that without saying much, because of your focus on yourself and your focus on your growth, he's speaking the words, he's speaking the signals, and he's becoming better. So what happens now is that, okay, just because you were focused on yourself, like, so remember, abuse is not part of the conversation.
Yes.
If there's abuse, you're in danger.
If there is
Please
abuse,
exit.
which
Thank
camera are we
you.
looking at?
Thank
Maybe we
you.
can say,
Thank you.
if there
Thank
is
you.
abuse,
Please
run,
exit.
run to the hills,
Right?
call everybody
Thank
you
you for
know,
clearing
leave.
that.
Do you understand?
Like she
Yes.
said,
Somebody
God
who is
loves you.
willing, somebody who is willing to beat you,
Mhm.
somebody who is willing to
You don't know when they
lay
will
their
stop.
hands. You don't know where and when they will stop. And I know initially you might feel shock. You might feel like, what is happening, right? That's normal. We call it like a freeze response. You know, some people flight, but usually it's a freeze response that happens. You may feel a shock, but take that shock and go tell it to somebody you trust. Hey, I'm having trouble leaving. Like, Feli, I'm having trouble leaving this man. I love him too much to use my correct senses. Help me.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Two heads better than one, as they say
Yeah.
generally.
But once there is
Yes.
no abuse, but you are not satisfied, because let's
Something
face
you
it,
can
you are both
manage.
different people, right? You are raised differently. Everybody came from a different background, so there will be skirmishes. This year I'm 18 years married by the grace of
Woo!
God, and it wasn't even funny in the first 5 years. Like, nobody told me that it wasn't funny. It wasn't
Wow.
going to be funny. I married my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were besties. You don't even. We used to
Bestie for the
finish-
resty.
We used to finish each other's sentences. He had girlfriends that I would check out before they could be his girlfriends. Like, he would say, I have a new girlfriend, I'll go and check the girl out. No, this one is not okay. Ditch her. That's how close we were. So imagine when we decided that we're going to marry. I'm like, are you sure we can marry? I'm like,
With
okay,
all the
let's go."
details.
You know? Well, let's go. And the first year was horrible. It
Wow.
was horrible. I was like,
Your
what
own
the heck?
bestie.
What am I doing here? Like, how did I get into this? I told myself, oh my God, I made the biggest mistake of my life. He told me, he voiced it.
You're the biggest mistake.
Oh God, you were the biggest mistake of my life. I'm like, you've not even seen anything.
It's
Wait.
just the beginning.
But you know, it was really, really horrible. We were both crazy. Like, well, guess what God did? God just put a baby very quickly so I wouldn't run away, because he knew me. I was going to pack my bags and say, I'm not doing this anymore. What the heck am I doing here? But I found out I was pregnant. I was like, okay, breathe. So what are we going to do? And then I started to apply myself. Okay, what do I do? I said, first of all, I knew that this wasn't what I wanted. And I said, okay, so what do I want? I want a place where I'm respected. I want a place where I'm able to speak, do this, that. But we were friends. Like, we were able to talk to each other. So when did we get here? You know, so I had to first go, okay, you know what? If that's how you're going to do, no problem. I'm going to just keep going, you know. And I started to work on myself, work on my relationship with God, and just become better. And one day I was like, you know, I kind of like the person that you are now.
Changes.
I'm like, get out of here.
Changes.
So what am I going to keep doing it? I'm like, you're not able to respond. You know, even me, you know, even while I was working on myself, I was speaking the words I wanted to see over him. You know, I was saying, I want you to be this, I want you to be this. As in, I was speaking it daily. And like, if he's sleeping on bed, I was speaking over him. If I was going to serve his food, I was speaking over you. You will be this, you will be this, you will be that. You would love me, you would put me first. As in, I would
Sounds
speak
crazy,
things
but
over
works.
my sister.
Words always
One day I
work.
woke
Yes.
up and the guy was all I wanted.
Okay.
He was everything I wanted.
I love it. And if you had attempted to even nag him to change or push him to
He would
change,
just be going out the
you would
door.
have been living in two different worlds.
And
Do you
then we will
understand?
be counting 18 years
But
today, but
So
they will be
you,
out.
yeah,
so
but
you
you
worked out your
but you lived
miracle.
out that scripture though that says that you win him, you won him over with your behavior. No, but
Okay.
even in psychology, we tell women all the time, at least if it's healthy, if nobody's getting beaten,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It's in the sense of don't focus on changing him, please.
Yeah.
You
So
can
you change
absolutely
you
not
and do your
change
You
him.
can't change
part.
any human.
100%. And women have a hard time with that because they centralize men so much. They put men as the men never do that. Sorry,
I mean,
They don't.
men never let a woman become everything that he's thinking of.
Yes.
No, even when a man centralizes a woman, it's because let me explain this.
please do.
Even when a man, because I saw somebody looking at me, I want to
Now we
explain
have
the
that one man at
psychology to you.
mystery. Blessed
You
are
understand?
thou.
Even when a man centralizes a woman, it's because it benefits him.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Men are always about what benefits
Man, I
them.
don't know how, but why did God leave that out?
So
Hello.
I think
Hello.
I think the thing to be said about that
Do you
is
understand?
Yes.
I think it has to do with the African girl child
Yeah.
Okay.
was raised to please a man.
Like,
Please, do we have
when
flowers?
a
So
bell
Do we have something
need to
to
ring the bell for me.
sprinkle?
so and that is a problem. The African girl child was raised to please a man.
There you go.
Now the men you want to please.
Are not
Are they
even
raised to please you?
They're not
Right?
raised to please you.
So it's like this.
I was going to speak to the point that she made earlier. Thank God your husband caught up.
Yeah.
It's important to talk about people that don't catch up, right?
Mm.
There are some
Some
men
more
that
rock. Some more rock.
and this is not even
Speak,
this is
speak,
not this is
speak,
not
speak.
it is what it is,
It
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
There are
yeah.
some have I'm privileged to have friends that are married. At least my parents were married. It is important to know. It's just important to just. I feel like we say it as some sort of data, but I don't feel like we leave it because if we leave the fact that girls were raised to please a man, if you leave it, you would understand that our waking up in the morning to go sweep the parlor is not because our elder brother should not be the one doing it.
It's
It is
not a
because
gender
it is a
thing.
fundamental thing for you to learn the art of cleaning up after yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So I think that is for me, just answer that why. I think that is just it. When those girls are just so luckily for me, I'm in a family of 5 boys.
Okay.
My mom did not even have the luxury of having a girl child
Do you understand?
to
To
go and
Boys.
be
that way.
blah
So
blah blah.
you're all gonna
So
clean.
and I'm the first of 5 boys.
Wow.
So I just
Happy
yeah,
cooking and cleaning.
You're all gonna clean, man.
I'm
And
like,
keeping.
Five of you, and I must cook for all five of you.
Yes.
Clean after
she's
five.
not
of
even
you.
gonna do that because she said
No, but
that
you're
woman is after her
humans.
career. She's on her career. She's speaking as a deputy registrar of the university.
Wow.
So you're not. It is.
Is that how you do it
Hello,
or you do
Samora.
it?
Alpha.
Your younger brothers, Pepe. Have you gone to the market? When I was doing it, it was painful. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna make it look like. But I realize now that it is a trait that I just all of a sudden I'm like, oh, somebody's so domesticated. I didn't. I was
You didn't
trained.
understand.
Choice.
Yeah.
I was trained to be domesticated.
Absolutely.
So thanks to my mom, right? What if she was like, oh, I have 5 boys. Oh my. What if you
Yeah,
looked
man.
at it from the angle of?
Hey, I'm
Let me
finished.
know.
What if you look at it from
Those
the
males
angle
will
of?
help me.
Of course, we had elves. But what if you look at it from the angle of, this place must not sweep. Oh.
Let me
So-
train. Let me
The
train
The
them
helps,
as
the helps
kings.
were there to assist us. They were not there to you gonna wash your clothes. So I think that is just the issue. We need to
It's
stop
the reason.
raising.
It's the reason.
We need to stop raising
Absolutely.
girls
Absolutely.
and the fact that some men will not catch up, right? Thank God you married your best friend. Some men can't deal. This is not even asking. It is what it is, right? Some men can't deal with. Some men love the idea of. Some men love the idea of a more powerful woman. The
That's
idea
still
of
another
it.
thing.
Some cannot deal with the reality of it. At a point, the reigning word was
What do men
sapiosexual.
want? What do men
Sapiosexual.
want?
Yeah.
I like when she's sapiosexual.
But when it comes to them,
Well, sapiosexual.
it's like
Yes.
getting.
And you're saying,
Yes.
I'm a sapiosexual. The girl, I like when she's blah, 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 blah. And then you can't even know the conversation with yourself, not talk about someone like that.
Yes. You don't know what you
Right.
want.
And I feel so that's about the men. I'm
Yes.
not gonna
Like you have
there's
to.
a part
Yes.
of it's that I think that there's a statistics that says about 4 out of 10 boys are, and I'm quite sure it's even more than that. 4 out of 10 boys are abused. 6 out of 10 girls are abused. In a room of 10 people, about 6 people. I think with us in front of camera and those guys, we're probably about 10. Everybody has their secrets. Probably there's a big likelihood that 6 out of people in this room have been abused. But we don't live with that reality, right? Now some men now handle it differently. You now get married or you get into a romantic relationship and you just see a woman maybe like shining. First of all, abuse is an expression of insecurity, right? What you is an expression of insecurity. And then you're trying to silence her.
You're shining too much.
Yeah, you're shining too
It's
much.
how you're answering my questions. Please go on
You're
without
trying to
me
silence
asking.
her. You're trying to do that. The society is now unfair. There's silence at home. There's silence outside. So sometimes you can't. It's easy for us to say, "Oh, stick through it." Blah blah blah.
Be strong.
It's Queen. It's a new thing of you saying speak up. Speak up is not a reality.
You have.
Yeah, we have to understand that it's not. Speak up is cool in Lagos. It is not cool in Oluyole in Ibadan. It is not cool in Akumba Akoko.
Oh my goodness.
Do you understand? It is not cool in. I'm just being realistic.
No, you have to. You have to.
You have to, but it is not cool. You're saying, see, when people watch this podcast, right? They're gonna be like, they are encouraging us to speak up. Right? It sounds cool. Right? But when we are in the family meetings with Olori Ebi, it's not cool.
Easier said.
I mean, you can't speak up to everyone. Yeah. There must be one trusted person you can speak up.
Yeah, but I just wanted us to validate the idea that we know, so that they don't think that we are saying that it's easy.
Oh, just stop.
And sometimes you can just use wisdom on how to speak up.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you understand? Sometimes I've found that sometimes even wives that have husbands that feel like the husband was mean to them or hurtful to them, they're angry and they're getting bitter and resentful. But I'm like, if you go to him in a very kind, calm manner and you say, you know, baby, how are you? How's everything going? You okay? You know, when you said that thing yesterday, it really bothered me. You know, but if you go to that man, oh my God, you are a horrible husband. Who are you? Get out of here. How can you speak to me that way? He will just be looking at you like.
But why do you have to beg for your son?
You're not begging.
But I don't think that. Yes,
it's wisdom.
Yes.
Because with some people, right, how you bring across how you hurt them is more important than you know, trying to get your point across in a way that.
So how you pass your message is even more important than the message itself.
At the end of the day, your goal is to be treated well.
What is your goal?
It's not to raise your voice and show that you are more powerful.
True.
Do you understand? At the end of the day, your goal is to be treated well. So if you know the way to my husband's heart is, baby, how far? How have you been?
You gotta do it.
You just it changes.
But does it not speak to us still?
See,
because when I'm with my guys, it's always like, Samra, I don't understand this woman getting. Does it not still speak? I'm just gonna ask a question. Does this whole strategy not still speak to centralizing men? You can deal with that.
No. You want to go? Okay, you go. Okay.
And I'll tell you that when I got married, like I told you, my husband and I were, in fact, not only were we best friends, we were classmates. So we came on an equal level in my head. He's older than me, sure. But we were classmates, like we were together, like, guy, do you understand? What are you doing husband with me, man? It's we. So it took me a long time to understand the respect that men needed in marriage. Because men need respect.
Thank you.
And then you know, as a woman in a male-dominated career, I'm an architect. So I carry myself like this, like, who are you to talk to me? But when I get to my
humble yourself.
Because the Bible was clear that I should submit to him as my head. Do you see? And as a Christian woman, I could be everything at work. But when I get home, that is my head. So if I cannot submit to him, I shouldn't be married. I should pick somebody else. Now, it took me a long time to understand that and realize that, all I needed to give was respect. And then I would get everything. Like the man was ready to fall over.
Exactly.
All I needed to just
but this is psychologically, this is
learned that.
Yeah.
And you know, another place where it was reinforced to me was with children. When I started to raise children, I thought, Mama, I'm the mother in this house. Anything I say goes. Mama, the children of today, they're not like that. They come factory fixed with questions. With their questioning everything. Why should you do that? Why should you say that, Mommy? You said we shouldn't do that. Why are you doing it yourself? Asking, is it me you're questioning? Are you joking? Oh man, I'm raising teenagers. My first daughter is 17. And I'm looking at her like, is it me you're talking to? When we were fighting, we used to fight so much. My mother called me and said, my dear, I've been looking at the two of you, and I noticed that
You and your husband, or you and
me
your
and my daughter.
okay,
I said, I
daughter.
noticed that this girl is more like your husband than you care to admit. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, remember the strategy you used to win your husband? Can we try it with her? I said, how? I'm
As
the
well
mother,
as
she's the
she
daughter.
is.
Just try it. And the minute I calmed down to, just to try to befriend her, talk to her, get to know her, get to understand why she was always questioning, always attacking. Because the first thing that happened to me was like, how dare you question me? Because I couldn't question my mother. There are so many things that she was saying that I wanted to say as a kid that I couldn't say. And having her say it to me was
Like, why?
traumatic. Like, how dare
How
you?
dare
But
you?
I now realized it was my ego and not necessarily what she was saying. The
Mm.
minute I took it back and said, okay, what are you even saying? I realized that she was making sense. I realized that, okay, auntie, in saying these things, you have to remember I'm your mother. So, hello, how about you put a bit of respect? She would say, oh, I'm sorry. And she's quick to apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to say it like that. But, so we got to understand what was happening. And I got to realize that with a little bit of humility, I could understand her. Now, we're like besties. She tells me everything she wants to do, everything she wants. And I'm thinking, when did this child change?
Wish you knew earlier.
I wish I knew earlier all the years that we wasted fighting.
Yeah.
So it works for every human relationship.
Yes.
It worked for my husband,
Sure.
it worked for children, and it can work for your bestie. It can work for that
Yeah.
boss at work
Yeah.
that's always stressing you out. Like every time you say something, you're like, okay, so what is really the problem? Why is he always quarreling? What is it that he doesn't like? Let me fix it. Take this out of the equation.
Because
Yes.
everybody has a way that they are, a way
That they
that
want
they're
to- they
programmed,
want to be treated.
and a way that they see, and the way that they want to be treated. But coming back to your point,
Yeah. I wanted to get you.
psychologically, men, no matter how you flip it and turn it, men are created for unconditional respect. One of the best books, if you're everybody that's listening, because I know you're listening, one of the best books you can read is Unconditional Love and Unconditional Respect.
Okay.
It's one of the best books.
by who?
But-
His name slipped my mind now, but
Okay, we'll check
it's
that.
been oversold at this point, like in the millions, in this fact that men actually need unconditional respect and women need unconditional
The
love.
Bible
I
said
have a
it.
question,
understand?
and yes, before I forget that. So you were talking about how that you are, you know, bossy. I don't know what the word is, but when you're at work, you're, stern, but when you get home, you're humble, right? So are you saying that it's okay for you to be masculine at work and then you come home and then you're feminine?
I can never be masculine at home.
Okay, but
only
you're
one
gonna be masculine
masculine
at
person
work.
in the house.
There's
the man.
only one alpha in the
Do
house.
you see?
You
There's only
understand?
one captain
We
in that, but
can't-
at home I'm the leader. So I
Okay.
can be masculine.
You mean in the office?
In the office.
Sorry, in the office rather. In
Yeah.
the office
Yeah.
I'm the leader, so I can afford to be bossy. I can be masculine. I can be anything I want to be. I'm the leader there. At home I'm not the leader.
You're not
Can't
the
you be
captain.
feminine and be a leader?
Oh, I can. I'm not even saying that I'm bossy as a person. I'm just saying that I can,
I think
insist
she's,
on
I think she's
Okay.
what I'm
speaking
trying
more
to
to
say.
the
She can
traits of
insist.
just
Of this,
leading.
yes,
Yeah,
so
I
that
think-
so
I
that
think a prime
so we
example-
understand
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
Yes.
no. Personally, if you even speak to anybody that works with me, they will tell you that I'm an empathetic leader.
Yeah,
right?
lovely.
So I'm not the one that says you must do
Oh,
it
you
because
must do this
I
and
take
do
time
that.
to explain
Okay.
to you. I take time to carry you along and carry But my point is that even in all that living, because at home, as somebody that is a leader at work, as somebody that takes decisions, when you get
Yes.
home and you put your decision on the ground and it's not taken, you have to
You know
realize
how
that,
to
it
take a
takes
step
time
back.
to realize that,
Okay.
well, this thing I'm telling you makes sense now. Like, do you understand? And maybe over time you've seen what you said makes sense and they didn't take it, and you're holding it back from saying, I told you so. It's such a struggle
Yeah.
for a career-driven woman at work to come home and remember to say, okay, sir. Anything you
So
say,
at
sir.
least,
humility,
right, with these few points of ours, Mr.
The
Samora,
humility.
hope we've been able
No, I
to.
think you can go to work. Like I could be at the office and I could be like, "Yep, don't do that. No, can't do that that way. No,
Yeah.
let's fix it."
And my decision is final.
There's no way you can go home and say, "Honey, don't do that like that."
Did you drink? Did you smoke?
Oh my
What's
goodness.
going on here?
But I think because of how you were raised and because of, I think maybe your value for seeing your wife as an equal, or somebody you're dating at some point as an equal, etc. I think
yeah.
that the way you would lead your home would be the seniors, if that's the correct English word, ahead of how other men would lead their homes.
I mean, I don't.
Do you understand?
I'm a Christian. I also believe that
Yeah.
in a partnership, even I work as a product manager. If you're consulting for people that are trying to build companies, regardless of you guys are co-founders, somebody has got to be the
There's
CEO.
always a
Yeah.
Somebody has to be the CEO. So yeah, definitely, I believe that there's that leading that has to happen. It's just that I've seen a lot of and again, everything I'm saying is just credit to my dad. I've just seen a lot of, for lack of a better word, smallifying of women, right? Just in the marriage, because all of this, I mean, naturally, they were born to just sacrifice. Somebody's master's is not completed because
She's a woman.
because she was pregnant, because she got pregnant, right? Somebody could not become the lead architect in the firm because I have 3 kids. Some people abandon careers because, right? So I'll definitely, I just feel like
Yes.
you and that's part of why I'm talking about us just
The
let's
point.
raising the girls well.
Yeah.
You need to identify the kind of leader, like
Yeah. But
submitting yourself.
they also
It's
need
a
to
serious
choose.
you need to a human being is a very important thing.
You have to
You have to be
choose.
sure who you are.
You
Yeah,
have
but
to
my
choose
point
who you
is,
submit
yeah,
to.
yeah, but my point is,
First,
submitting yourself is a lot of risk.
It's
It's
a
a
hu-
sacri- it's a
Yeah,
whole
I-
but you
sacrifice.
get to choose the man.
But
Yeah,
you get
so
to
you
choose
get to
who
choose the
you
man.
get
So-
to choose who you
so-
submit
so
to.
So let's
Yes.
raise
You
these
get
girls.
to
Let's
choose.
raise these girls to choose
That is
Choose
the
like
right
a-
leader. Right? For
Absolutely.
example,
Choose a leader that wants to see you fly.
exactly. For
That
That's
example,
not
wants to see you
intimidated by
win.
Exactly.
That's
yes.
not intimidated. That doesn't even
Yes.
flinch when they see you
like see,
coming.
you can
Absolutely.
introduce times 1
Yes.
million.
for
Like
example, in Nigeria
no
now,
contest.
right? Obviously, we don't have the choice to choose our leaders.
Oh my
Abi,
goodness.
So
Commercial break.
I don't
Commercial
know.
break.
Did you choose your leader?
Censor.
So I'm just saying.
Censor.
No,
Commercial break.
I don't think this should be censored, right? We don't have.
You were saying.
We've been sold.
Okay.
We're sold the idea that okay, we are supposed to choose our leaders, right?
Yes.
I don't think if we choose our leaders, this is the leaders we'll have,
Okay.
and it is affecting everything about that. Yeah, I know how much I bought for. I know how much I'm paying. Even the budget person is feeling it, right? So submitting yourself is a lot of
Yes.
risk.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we must raise girls that are not
With
picking
sense.
men.
Must raise girls
They're
with
not
sense.
picking men because
He's fine, he's handsome, he has 6 pack.
handsome is even fine. Physical attraction is important, but let there be some depth to it.
No.
Yeah.
Let me put it. Let me put it. Let me put
Absolutely.
it on something that they can stand on. Choose a man that has the capacity to carry the weight of who you are. But you must first understand the weight of who you are,
Do you
Okay.
see?
so that you can choose somebody who
That can-
has the capacity.
So,
Do you
with these 2
understand?
points of
Because here's what. If you are, and I've been talking about this in the last couple of weeks, if you are a multifaceted woman, do you understand that when you walk into the room shifts.
Okay.
When you speak, people listen.
Yes.
When you write books, they are sold out. When you sing, everybody is clapping. And then you now marry an insecure man. Do you understand?
You
You
carry
will
those
have,
things to the
they
grave.
will call you to come and sing in America. He will say you cannot go. And you have to submit to it too. Because that's who you chose to submit to.
Yes.
But if you tell him, hey babe, they call me to come and, sing in America.
And he buys
and
tickets and
he's
says, "Let's go."
First class. Put in my wife. No.
Fast, fast.
My wife is going to sing in America. Did you hear my wife is going to sing in America?
Yes.
Do you understand? Exactly. And
Wow.
you can still submit
you
to
so
him.
lucky.
We weren't always
Like
there.
that. You can
You worked
submit
it
to
out.
him and honor him in a way that it doesn't change
Yeah.
from you flying. Do you understand? And sometimes, unfortunately, other men tell these men that are supportive and kind and pushing their
That you are
wives
a
forward, you are a mumu, you are a fruity. That's what they call Russell Wilson for the way he supports Ciara. You are a fruity, you are not a man enough. And what I've been telling my clients is hit your guys in their trauma. Ask your guy friends, in what way did my wife not submit to me? If I tell her to sit, she'll sit. If I tell her to not go, she will listen to me. So why would I be stopping her from fulfilling her purpose? Because at the end of the day, God is going to hold you accountable as a husband for your wife's purpose.
Absolutely.
Because you are her leader. Do you understand? So
I hope men, you can hear that. They're
please,
going to hold you responsible.
we're going to cut this part especially out.
Yes,
Please tell your team I need this part
We need this part,
so we can
please.
share it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm really enjoying this session. And I know that people out there are doing that too. So before we move to the personal one, one last question for Mr. Samora. Yes. So because you do art, I mean, you don't sing, but you're going to sing here. All right. Because you do art, there's just this question about maybe when you want to talk about taboo on stage. So what reaction do you see on people? Is it defensive? Is it relieved, or like a little bit between the both of them.
It depends on the context of the room,
Mm.
right? For example, I realized that when the elderly ones read any of my writing,
Mm.
it's like, oh, if I'm alright, just calm down. If I'm right, better calm down, right?
Mm.
And I think I think the word is feels like an insultive provocation to them, right? And I'm not even like a freedom. It's not like
Freedom talk
It's not as if
one.
it's one advocate's writing, right? So
Mm.
that's what I see. In another room,
Yes.
you see people feel relief.
Like somebody had to say this.
Exactly. You see people. You could see the relief when you hear like a it's like thank
Yeah.
you for putting it to
Thank
words,
you.
right? And
Mm.
so it depends on the context of the room, right?
Mm.
And even I know we've been talking about there's the other side where you name something in a guy. I'm shifting it from rooms to gender now.
Okay.
There are times where you name a pain in a guy and and he appreciates the fact that you named the pain.
Because he's
Mm.
been trying to.
Find his way around
He's been
it.
fine, not because I
Like a
think he
name.
knows it, but he's just happy for relatability.
Yes. Like you hit
I'm
the
not gonna
nail.
lie, the new
Yes.
cool thing is everything we've said before.
Mm.
The one that doesn't look like he's having a good microphone is the fact of the silence that men go through, right? And I've realized, just to answer your question, at least my friends are like, oh, Samuel, you're such a deep writer. When I look at what I write, it's because they've related. Somebody has been able to
They can
kill the
see.
silence in what I wrote.
Mm.
You understand? And they're like, guy, the guys in this room, yes, maybe we're born physically to be stronger, right? If the girl you're dating is not going for world's strongest woman, just ideally, we were born physically,
You are
Yes,
physically
it's wrong.
yeah,
stronger.
stronger than women, right? So physical abuse is more on our side,
Mm.
right? There's one I call self-abuse among men. I might be wrong. You're the professional.
Yeah, go ahead.
Self-abuse.
The weight of you see all these your guys behind the camera.
Mm.
The weight of the money where I can make.
Mm.
You understand? The weight of that, you can tell them to not think about it. It does not mean they will not think about it. It's like
It's called rehearsing
it's
trauma.
exactly
what
it's like
I
you it's like us it's like you telling us to say it's like you saying it's like expecting you to it's like me telling you ladies to say your wig is not that much of a big deal. It isn't. You see,
Which
you
one?
see
Which
it?
one of them?
Exactly.
They're all a big
Or
deal.
we're like,
Which color? Which
Oh.
one?
or you're like, this eyebrow that you're saying is not equal.
Please
You
don't
see?
go there.
But for my guys, right? But for guys, you saying this is not about money. It is about the
About
money,
money.
right? And then
Okay.
aside that, there's also the silence of. I remember there was one time I wrote about. It wasn't even. I was just driving. I just witnessed the girl. The girl talked to that man. The wife, not sorry, the wife talked to that man. And I was like, oh, I'm sure because the way the man reacted, it was dehumanized, right? And it was not even a public setting. It was just a situation of we're in the parking lot. I was hearing what she was saying. Of course, she could have her
So
own context.
emasculated him.
I don't even like the word of emasculation sometimes
Okay.
because I feel like
It's
I
so
just
large.
like let's focus on the humanity of things because
Okay.
Okay.
when you're saying masculinization of physical being,
No, but it's
one,
Looks
also
like
no, but
specific.
it's very important.
I,
So
I agree,
you
but
may not like the word.
yeah, but what I'm
But-
saying is to my point. I'm just
Yeah.
focusing on
That's
humanity.
the one I
yeah,
did,
humanity. I'm just
yes.
focusing on the
Now,
I get it,
humanity.
I get it.
whether man
Yeah,
or
exactly,
woman, you feel
yeah.
dehumanized by what
And
she's
then
saying, what he's saying.
when there's a context to it, but I knew the words that I heard. And you are married.
See,
You understand? And you're married. There's a silence that men carry from most of us, most of the guys. The introduction to sex is either through one house help or through one. Either it might not even be penetrative. Guy, he played with my private parts. Said something about Unicorn. Oh, she said I should put my mouth somewhere. Okay. I work with a friend who, West Coast Africa. You can check it out. The stories that we hear from men, right? So
I would love to.
So what I'm just saying is,
Yeah.
what I'm just saying is,
there's a lot of ways
in
that
different
Differ.
rooms, heart. Luckily for me, I'm in tech. I'm in art. But in this case, heart elucidates some reaction that I've seen from my fellow guys that are like, "Ah, if we talk this one now, they go say,
They
you
go say,
understand?
they go
So
say.
yeah, that's so it's different in rooms and also based on gender.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you
Thank you
so
so, so
much.
much.
Yes, I mean we're rounding up already, so we just have like personal questions. So I'll start with you, Queen Muriel. It just says for you to tell us a moment when silence delayed healing for you or someone close to you. I mean, it's okay for us to say things, to people, and
Yeah,
then say
yeah.
something relatable as well that
A
you know.
moment where silence delayed
Your
healing.
healing, yes, like delete it for you or someone close to you. Have you ever had such?
Mm. So here's what I'll say, because I love using these moments because sometimes when I speak to people, like I remember I was telling a girl, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and she told me because they kept bullying her, and she said, "You would never understand what it means to be ugly." That's what she told me. She said, "Look at you. You would never understand." And then I had to sit her down and send her hate messages that was sent to me. I mean, back in the day in school, you're so ugly. Your lips are so big. You're so this. You're so that. So I'm like,
I
not
understand more
because
than you think.
I understand way more than you think. It's just on the upside for me, I have a father who infused confidence in me in a way
Nothing could shake.
that even if your idea of me was whatever your idea of me was,
Yes.
his affirmation of me made your idea of me worthless.
And that's
Information
the
is
job of
stronger than
No,
fathers,
no, no.
your idea.
I always say, and I'm sharing it everywhere now. Fathers give children identity. If a mother compliments a child, it's like, "Oh, okay, thank you, mommy." But if a father says whatever that child is, it's almost
That's
like
the job
they
of the fathers.
ingrain that identity. Do you understand? So just coming back to your question, because I'm looking for an area as transparent as I can, because like I said, because of my dad,
Yes.
silence is like second nature. It's not
It's not
first.
first.
Yeah, in a
Always
place where
speak
I'm
up.
not being yeah, my dad was like, if somebody tells you to call me right away, and he was there as well, as in right away. You could not speak to Michelle's daughter how you'd like. You
So you're among the lucky ones that
God
had that
bless you,
kind of a
daddy.
father that, oh,
But in a sense, I found that because my father raised me to be so outspoken and so confident, in a sense, I've had to rewire myself in a way where, okay, daddy, this is how far we can go. We can't carry it everywhere. So I had to rewire that because, yeah, God, anyways. So
okay,
This your
thank
client
you,
was looking
thank
like
you.
pride.
God
Yes,
bless my partner
thank
as
you.
he listens.
Thank you so
But
much.
in a sense where silence, maybe I need to use somebody else. I don't think I can use myself. No, but I've had a numerous amount of cases where people were taught silence because their voices were not um, applauded at home. And because their voices were not welcomed at home, they went into the world being
That.
silent because nobody ever taught them how to speak. So in psychology, I have this technique that I use where I teach people the power of your voice and why you should use it. Because it's just so important to be able to use. I have numerous case studies. I just can't remember a
Okay.
moment where I personally was
It was
silenced in a place where actually I do.
okay.
I remember a time that I was actually taking care of a family member who was extremely ill.
Okay.
And I spent maybe 10 months running up and down in the hospital, feeding them myself. Because although hospitals are great, doctors don't understand nutrition very well. So they would be helping you to heal from cancer, but feed you foods that cause cancer. So it does not help you. Do you understand? So I was taking care of this beloved family member and I was working really hard. I was working and taking care of them. And I was feeding them myself. So I became their personal chef because I understand nutrition. So aside from psychology, I understand nutrition quite well.
Oh.
And so as I was doing this, the doctors were fighting me. You can't feed him. He has to eat our food. I said, let him eat my food first. If his vitals don't change, we'll go back to your white rice that has no nutrition inside, right? So after feeding him myself, his vitals completely changed. He was getting better.
Okay.
Because food is nutrition, it heals you.
Absolutely.
So I was finding natural juices because I had to fly them to a different country where I'm not even known, and they were speaking a different language in the
Language.
country. So it was a lot for me, really. And after my family member got better and I flew them back to their home, and I was flying back to Europe. I was flying back. A lot of different things happened that bothered me with people that I love that I didn't say anything about. And for the life of me, I couldn't understand why I'm not speaking up. I was I was so tired that I couldn't understand why I wasn't speaking up. It's only when I went to sit with myself, I realized that, hey, my internal dialogue is very healthy. Hey, mama, what's going on? Do you understand? Why are
Right.
you being hurt and you're not saying anything? What's the problem? And then I realized I was so exhausted in the
Exhaustion.
last season that to use my boundaries in a new season,
Yes.
I didn't have the strength to use my boundaries. In that moment, I needed somebody who loved me, right? To protect
Bring
me.
it
Like,
out.
okay, Muriel is a high flyer. She's always been a high flyer, but right now she can't high fly. Right now, she needs somebody to cover her. And that's why I say, I think we did a write up on it not too long ago. In a sense where I encourage people from that story that you will fly again. That in a sense where I always say that a bruised lion is still a lion. An eagle that hurts its wing is still an eagle. So you
That's
will fly again. You just
absolutely.
need
Some
to
time
take
to
out the
heal.
time so that your wing can come to reparation, and then you
Yes.
will. It's not that you lost your voice. But I know this will relate to somebody. Maybe they
Yes.
went through a season where they always spoke up for themselves, where they were always vocal about what they will accept and what they will not accept. And then they entered a season where they felt silenced, but it may not be because you now see yourself as less. It may literally be because you're tired. In
Exhausted.
the case where I was really exhausted and I couldn't say, hey, don't do that. Like I didn't have the gusto to say, please don't do that, you know? So I hope
Thank
that
you.
helps someone.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
you did.
much.
Yeah.
That
Thank
was good.
you. Yes,
That's
please.
good.
Yes. So Miss Brenda.
Yep.
I mean, I know that you've shared a lot of stuff about, breaking the silence. So this one says, share a concrete instance where breaking the silence was the first step to change life. Yes. I think you will navigate it, but yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was thinking about what you said earlier, Samora, when you were talking about, women, maybe some people missing out on their masters, missing out on stuff because of marriage, because of family. And I wanted to speak so that people who are listening to this don't think that they are losing something when they miss out. Because for a woman, your life is in seasons, right? Your life is in seasons, and you have to learn to embrace the seasons. There are times when I was always the high flyer. I was always the one who, straight out of school, I got into career, I was flying and everything. And I got married too, and children were coming, and I was like, my mother was a career woman, and she raised me while she was doing career, so I can do it. I've got this. By the fourth child, girl, I was tired.
Life was lifing.
I was like, what the heck? Well, maybe I should take leave from my mom and just rush the children together. But I was like, no, you have to pace it. I'm in Lagos, you're working, and you're thinking, if you go on maternity every year, they're going to think you're not serious, right? So I was pacing it. I spaced my children.
Imagine that statement.
And then,
My gosh.
because you're going to be
If you go on
losing out.
maternity everywhere, they will think you're not
I had a
serious.
boss
That's
tell me one
traumatic.
day, and as much as I spaced my children, imagine I had a boss tell me one day, say, you're always having children, what's this about? And I thought, excuse me, he had 4 children. At the time, I was having my third, and I said, I was wondering, what are you going on about?
That's so insensitive.
And in that office, that was the second child I was having with 3.5 years between them. So I'm thinking to him, how would you even say that to me? But I just realized maybe it was his trauma playing on him. But it's a thing.
Yes.
Especially in my industry where it's a male-dominated industry. The men are the ones there. The men don't take time off for maternity leave. The men don't take time off for immunization. The men don't come and tell you, oh, my child has recital at school. The men don't take all of that. So when you are taking all those time, they're looking at you like, are you even serious? Are you ready for this, managerial position and all that? So a woman needs to recognize that there are seasons in life, right? And so when you get to the point where you are weighing everything, you ask yourself, what is most important to me at this time?
Me factor.
And whatever it is, have the courage enough to say, okay, I want to take a step back. I want to pause. I want to focus on this. And then when the time is right, I'll come back again. So I took time off work. And this was, And even though it wasn't like it was decided, it was kind of decided for me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I realized that it was helpful. I took the time off work, and it was helpful. And by the time I was ready to come back, I came back stronger. The children were older; they were able to do things for themselves, and I was able to come back into work and able to, go for higher roles and focus and do everything. And my house is running like a clockwork. So sometimes, the silence for me, the breaking away from silence was realizing that this wasn't working for me. And because I wanted to be the superwoman who was doing all, juggling all, showing everybody that I can juggle all, I wanted to just die under the pressure.
Oh.
But speaking up and saying, okay, I can't do this. I need to take a back step. I need to, let one thing go so that this one would flourish. That was it for me. And it was a step to a
Greater.
much wholesome life. Much more wholesome life.
It's beautiful. I love it when we come to this reflection times. Thank you very much, Ms.
So
Bender.
powerful.
Yes, very. Samora Placidadao amongst women. So this says, tell us about a piece that you created that forced a community conversation and what shifted.
Oof.
Yes.
You want me to read? Oh, just tell you
If you
about it.
can say it offhand, I mean,
No,
if
I
it's
can
not so
say it
large,
offhand.
good. So just
I
tell
can
us.
say it
Yes,
offhand.
no.
Yeah, obviously,
Just tell us about the piece. Generally.
There was a piece I wrote about. That piece was not more than 6 lines.
Okay.
But what happened was that, let me contextualize it. My mom sent me to the market. I saw this girl, she was pregnant, very young lady, she was pregnant. She was hustling, she was carrying pepper, carrying tomato, she was really, really hustling. And then I found out that the guy on the other side of the road that was fighting was drunk and was stoned. Like it was, when I mean stoned, high, right? I think that
Okay,
like
okay.
it was really, really high.
All
And he
right.
was being like a mad person. That was the father, that was the guy who
Got her
impregnated
pregnant.
Oh,
this girl.
sweet Jesus.
So I wrote a piece that was like, I wish I could remember it. It was something around how, and then I found out that he abuses her and all that. So I wrote a piece about how, and she loves, that's what I'm saying, that in the markets, in what we are saying is cool, it's not a reality to them. So how we want to take it to them and make it a reality in their life is
It's
another work that
another,
maybe Greene will work on.
yes.
You're right.
There's
Yeah.
work,
Yeah.
there's work.
Ah.
So I wrote a piece that was something around he loved her with his belt. I'm just saying it paraphrase now.
Oh.
He loved her with his belts. He loved her with his slaps,
Oh.
right? He loved her with his
Mm.
that was something around it. And then when he was going to say I love you without using his hands, he said it to the coffin.
Oh, that's deep.
He said it to the coffin. And when I wrote that thing,
Wow.
even me,
Even you're weak.
right? Because creatives can relate. When you are in it, you just, you are in it, you're pouring your heart out. Then when you now look back, for example, now when they finish, when they want to edit this work now, they will need to, if you're probably going to chase them for timelines, you're probably going to be like, they need to take their time because
Yes,
you probably don't take their
this-
time. They're looking
yes.
for the right sound, the right shots. You need to understand their process. So they might not, but when they now create it together, you're not like, okay, wow. So when I finished, it was not more than 6 lines, honestly.
Mm.
And then I was like, I just started thinking, what if this was my younger sister? Or what if this was my mom? So when I wrote that, all of a sudden, I just saw girls that maybe went to the same uni. You just have them, just have their contacts, you don't talk.
Yeah.
You know when you have birthday, when you're on your birthday,
That's when you
people,
see people.
yeah. I just saw some reactions that, Samura, you need to, that was, I said we were waiting, Samura, you need to calm down. Like, I was like, this thing that, and so I started hearing stories, So it was really profound for me. And that sort of like, to me, validated that, okay, Samura, you're onto something with your writing, right? Sometimes I write from personal experiences, sometimes I write from lens experiences, right? So when I saw that, and then I realized that it seems as though now only me they write in support of
Women.
anything that I
Okay.
see in the
Okay.
woman. I mean, I was raised with a man that
We thank you.
once my mom, my dad raised me in a way that if I'm leaving this place,
Mm.
a lady, it's not that I'm just trying to, maybe, don't let me say unlearn, but easy.
Mm.
A lady cannot be behind you. You have to open the door. When he finishes eating, you don't just stand up, right? You have to, excuse me, basic courtesy, right? That's why I don't understand all this ghosting. You know, like the girl, don't tell her say you don't like him.
You understand?
You understand? I don't understand all
And
this
stop causing around the
ghosting.
corners.
Just bad
Don't
behavior
tell her say
everywhere.
you don't like him. You can even
Basically,
help yourself. You understand? Tell her say you don't like him. No,
Mm.
all these mental gymnastics you are
It's not
doing. Yeah, you're not
necessary.
replying fast. Means I'll wait till after that. Don't even let us go down. It's a reflection of
all
weakness.
of
Of
these
just bad
Yeah,
behavior.
I'll just bad behavior.
minutes.
So my point is just that it was that
Yes.
moment when I wrote that
Yeah.
piece,
Mm.
I realized that okay, you probably, and then for guys too, you just realize that your heart validates a pain in some people. It validates joy in some people.
True.
And sometimes I just go on a writing challenge just because I just want to help people. Maybe I just saw something that has annoyed me and I just go on a writing challenge.
I can so
So yeah,
relate.
Thank you. Thank
you
you.
can relate.
I write.
Yeah, so
So
Wow.
I
yeah.
also write.
yeah, that's good.
Okay, in the midst of
Yeah.
writers, you
No,
are.
I'm so big on especially poetry.
Putting
That's
things
my
Yeah.
favorite.
down.
But for other stuff as well, I also write. But
Mm.
poetry is where my love is at.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of my literature days,
My poetry is
with
the
the
one that I don't write.
I love.
oh,
I could literally
Because
look
you're
at a
scared of
pot of
going there.
flower
You
Maybe.
don't want to
you
go
know,
and
all
there.
those
listen.
terms,
Maybe.
oxymoron, you know, those
Maybe.
little
It
little
was a
literacies.
teacher that saw it in me. I didn't teach it myself. She
Mm.
literally, a Dutch teacher, she literally pulled me to the side and said, "You have a gift for this."
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so
God bless
much.
that teacher.
Thank
Yeah. God
you.
bless her indeed.
Yes, I mean, so we've come to
Yeah.
the end of this podcast, but then I'd like for every one of us to say one or two things to everyone out there who is in the midst of silence or in silence, and regardless of what's happening around them, I mean, that there's hope. Let's just say
Yeah.
anything around that, starting with you, Miss Brenda.
I don't ever get a chance to say
You know?
I was really hoping she was gonna start with some more
Of
of
right?
the.
this.
So I'm happy
And
You
to
I'm
wanna
very
take a
sure that
chance.
he's in support of
I'm in
this.
support.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Ladies first.
for
Thank
me,
you.
I'd say that final words, your voice is powerful
Mm.
and your voice is needed. You know, the Bible says that no one lights a lamp and puts it on a bushel.
Yeah.
God has lit you with his light and he's not about to hide you. So you can speak. And if you don't speak, other people will speak for you and they will never tell your story right. And if you don't speak also, the people who have, you know, like Samara was saying earlier, some people just are articulate and everything, but they're not making sense. So the people who are not making sense will be taking control of the narratives. They'll be shaping culture and they'll be determining the future for your children. So why not speak? You who has sense, you who God has blessed, find a way to find your voice and
Okay.
use it.
Thank you. Find a way
Oh,
to
that was
find
profound.
your
That was really good.
voice. Thank you very much. And then we move over to Queen Muriel.
I would like to say to you that baby steps is progress. That the fact that you may not have, the strength or the capability or even the capacity to speak out completely, start with baby steps.
Absolutely.
Start with honoring yourself. Start with saying, you know what? I'm hurt and I'm silent right now, but I'm going to start by saying, I don't think I deserve this. You may not be able to start with saying, I don't deserve it. You may start by saying, I don't think I deserve this. And one of the things I do with my clients sometimes is I send them images of the life they could have, the life they could be living. It just Pinterest. I was talking to a young woman who has never been treated well by a man before. She's never been in a relationship where she feels like this man dotes on her. And I sent her like text messages that men send to other women. Like, good morning, my baby girl princess, whom I love, who I can't live without. I sent her, and she said, somebody could send these things to me. Like, her whole,
Immediately.
immediately it opened a place in her brain
Absolutely.
where she's like, And I sent her pictures of men dropping roses, pictures of men, taking other women
She
out
was
for
already working
dinner.
on her
And it
side.
started to rewire her mind in a
That
way
these things are
of
possible.
this is possible. And if it's possible, I
Then
can
I
come
can have
out
it too.
and I can have it too. So I
Powerful.
don't know what the baby steps look like for you who's listening to this, but find your baby steps and understand that your baby steps is progress.
Thank
That's
you so
me.
much. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Yes,
that.
yes. Over to you, Mr.
Um,
Samuel.
I'm going to talk to my guys, right? Yeah, I'm going to talk to my guys,
Please.
and
Guys.
I feel anyone listening can take it, but I'm just focusing on guys because we are so rational. We need rational answers in a way. So I'm going to say, create a strategy of breaking your silence. Sit with yourself. You can't be in your room battling this mental health issues or that you don't even want to admit. You don't want to admit to your friends and all that. Sit with yourself and create a strategy to break in that silence. What does that look like? Number one, what do I need to say? What do I need to say? Admit to yourself that you need to say something, right? Number two, who are the safe spaces that can hear this? If you can't find that in your immediate environment, in your immediate circles, find it in opening up a notepad and just typing it out first, right? So that is just my own. Sit with yourself. Yes, I can say 10 steps to this strategy, but I'm a different kind of person. You're a different kind of person. As a guy, sit with yourself, create a strategy behind breaking your silence, and stick to it. I think it would help you.
Thank
It
you.
will help everybody.
It would help everyone.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
thank
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
Thank you.
much.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Mrs. Green,
much.
for having
Thank you,
us.
thank you. This is so
you.
incredible. I mean, if you're out there with these three incredible people, they have said so much. And in a nutshell, they're saying that you should know who you are. I mean, you would need you to be able to give you out. You know, you need to fill in you to be able to give out you. When someone asks you, who are you? You should be able to answer that by telling them who you truly are, not who you do or what you do, you know, before you tell them who you are. So find time to know you so you can say you before you give out you, you know. So
I love
Love
thank you
that.
so
it. Love
much.
I love that.
it. Love
Love that.
it.
Love that.
Such a
Please
pastor.
like
Rich.
please like, comment, share our YouTube channel. Thank you.
Subscribe.
Subscribe, right? My goodness, this is such a large thing. But yes, please subscribe,
Yes.
like, comment,
Yeah.
share.
Conversations like this are
Absolutely.
Yes,
important.
conversations like this are important. So please,
Thank you.
thank you
And thank
so
you so much
much.
for
I
Thank you
having
for
appreciate
us.
it.
having us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
All
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Until next time.